Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on the story of Lucky Moe, an Illinois savage that allegedly can't stop shooting people. January 8th, 2022, it was 2:30 in the morning when a Decatur police officer observed a green Honda Odyssey make multiple traffic violations. Attempting to catch up to the vehicle, the Honda began driving at a high rate of speed in an attempt to elude the police officer when it struck a parked car. The driver tried to keep going, but his vehicle was sparking and unable to gain speed, so he ran off between nearby houses as the officer chased after. Cutting in between homes, that's when a single gunshot blasted, striking a fence pole as the bullet fragments pierced the officer's face and shoulder. Backup arrived securing a perimeter around the immediate area, and at 2:54 a.m., officers located a black male wearing all black only 2 blocks from where the shooting took place. He was identified as 23-year-old Joseph Lucky Vincent Williams and goes by the name Lucky Moe, hinting at his gang affiliation to the Black P Stones, who were referred to as the Moes. He was visibly out of breath and on the phone with a woman he said was named Kiki, and admitted to officers that he had been crying, saying he was coming from a party on Grand Ave roughly 6 blocks away. His name came back as having an active warrant, and as he was taken into custody, he requested medical attention as his stomach was hurting. Transported to the hospital and handcuffed to the bed, an officer was on his way with a gunshot residue kit to test Moe's hands for gunpowder as he fit the shooter's description. The officer arrived finding Moe defecating in a portable toilet and requesting toilet paper. He was told he received toilet paper after the gunshot residue test and was purposely not given any, so he didn't attempt to wipe his hands, which could alter the test results. It was at that time Moe reached into the toilet and grabbed a handful of shit, rubbing it all over his hands. Back at the scene of the shooting, officers found a trash can with a piece of plywood covering the top. A teal-colored Glock 19 with an extended magazine was found inside, laying on top of trash bags and loaded with 33 live rounds of 9mm. The Glock also had a switch, an illegal backplate which gives the weapon the ability to fire fully automatic, therefore becoming a machine gun, and the only reason 33 rounds weren't fired into the officer who gave chase was because the weapon had jammed. An empty shell casing was found inside of the chamber with a live round resting on it in what's known as a double feed. Inside of the Honda Odyssey, police found a set of keys, one of which belonged to the vehicle and another belonging to a house. A search warrant was obtained for Moe's address on Clay Street, and the key would unlock the rear door of the residence, which opened into a small bedroom. Inside, officers would find a loaded Arsenal model SLR 5.56 laying on a chair in plain view. On a table was a court document from Moe from an armed robbery case he was convicted of back in 2014, and underneath the table was another Glock with an extended magazine. Moe was transported from the hospital to the Macomb County Jail, where he was charged with attempted murder of a police officer, possession of a machine gun by a felon, aggravated discharge of a firearm, aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, possession of a weapon by a felon, destroying evidence, and aggravated resisting of a police officer. What's crazy about this case is, aside from the fact he tried to blow down a cop with a machine gun, back in 2014, Moe was convicted of armed robbery and sentenced to juvenile life, in which he was incarcerated from 15 to 21 years old. Only weeks after his 22nd birthday in 2020, police responded to a shooting on Clay Street, finding a 26-year-old woman slumped in the front door of a house and a 21-year-old man in the back of the house. Both had been shot multiple times, and when asked who did it, the woman said her neighbor. They both survived the shooting, and while the male didn't know the shooter's name, he picked out Moe from a photo lineup. Charged with 2 counts of attempted murder, home invasion, and 5 other firearm-related offenses, all charges were dropped after the victims refused to cooperate further with the investigation. At only 23, he's already lost 6 years to the system, and after being free for less than 2, he's allegedly attempted to murder 3 people. But in this case, Lucky Moe seems to have run out of luck. as the evidence against him is immense, and this time he's facing an adult life sentence without the possibility of parole. Lucky Mo was arraigned in court on January 13th, taking the opportunity to display his level of savagery in front of the judge. Now, god damn, I mean, he beat the 2 attempted murders, which, I don't know. I mean, you can't really say nothing because he beat it, but the main factor in him beating it was the 2 victims. They didn't want any smoke. They lived on Clay Street. He lived on Clay Street. He literally walked next door and fucked his neighbors up, went in their house, popped the other one. I mean, he did some bold shit, and all of this violence is coming after his conviction, right? He got hit with an armed robbery when he was 14, 15 years old. Probably some little bullshit because most people ain't a fucking true savage at 13, 14. But once he was incarcerated, that probably boosted his level of savagery. Now he's around everybody in Illinois, all these little Chirac jits and everybody else. He's cranking up. Violence is respected. He turns it up a notch, gets released. I mean, he started his own business. He had his own LLC. I don't know what the fuck the business was because it never said anything. It just showed the actual business. So I don't know if he paid like $35, got an LLC and claimed he was a CEO. But this motherfucker had a lot of guns, wasn't supposed to have any, and was addicted to shooting people because he went and blew his neighbors down, beat the case, and then popped the cop. Now, God must have been with that police officer because he had 33 rounds in that gun, an automatic switch, and when he started to fire, only 1 shot went off before it jammed. And had that thing really just, she would have got hit, most likely. Because there's no control, bullets would have went fucking everywhere. There's a good chance she would have got hit, and that's going to be the main thing used against him in this case. She wasn't technically shot since the bullet hit a fence and then fragments hit her in the face. And I mean, she got up right after, was good. She's calling the shit in. She didn't keep chasing after him though. She knew better than that. But, you know, she seemed like she was all right, and she's most likely going to be all right. But as far as the evidence in this case, he fucked up the gunshot residue test because he put his hands in the shit, which isn't uncommon. I mean, when I was in JIT camp in Florida State Prison, you used to have motherfuckers that would wipe shit all over the door. They'd throw shit out the flap on COs, like some shitty situations. But, you know, in this case, him doing that is still going to be used against him because it's like, oh, Your Honor, he's obviously trying to cover up the evidence with shit, literally. And they're most likely trying to get DNA off of the gun. And for y'all that don't know, handguns, that texture that they have on the grip, the stippling, whatever, when you hold on to that, your dead skin in your hand can start to build up on the gun. And it'll cause the gun to look dirty. You got to clean it. But police are going to use that and find whatever evidence they can on that gun. And if they get his DNA, it's only one step further that he's fucked. But not only that, they're going to try to get the DNA out of the Honda. The Honda already had his house key in it. I mean, there's a lot of shit that's pointing towards he was the shooter. There's nothing that's definite, but there's a lot of shit against him. So unless the DA completely fucks up, or he got the top lawyer in the world, or he's just lucky as his name is, most likely he's gonna get convicted. But hey, let me know y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.